Being disrespected by strangers is annoying. Being disrespected by your own family is exhausting. Because at home, you're trapped in a different way. You don't want to be rude. You don't want to start a fight. You don't want to be labeled ungrateful or dramatic. You just want peace. But a lot of family comments aren't love. They're control, comparison, and criticism dressed up as concern. They say, look at your cousin. They say, when are you going to settle down? They say, how much do you make? They say, that job isn't real. They say, you're too old to be acting like that. They say, you can't even do one simple thing. So you swallow it. You stay quiet. You smile. You change the subject. You tell yourself they're family. But it repeats. And over time, you don't feel close. You feel small. You feel tired. You start avoiding conversations, dinners, holidays, and gatherings, not because you don't love them, but because you're done being chipped away. Here's the truth. Staying quiet isn't always kindness. Sometimes staying quiet is training. It teaches people the price of access to you. It teaches them they can speak to you however they want and you'll keep showing up. Today that stops. I'm going to give you 6 calm responses you can use with family. No yelling, no insults, no disrespect, just clear standards that protect your peace. If you've ever stayed quiet at home just to keep the peace, comment family right now. Not for me. For you. That's your decision in public. Families often carry a dangerous belief. We're family, so we can say anything. And that belief creates entitlement. Some family members don't even realize they're being disrespectful. They grew up in a culture where sarcasm was normal, criticism was love, and comparison was motivation. They think they're helping you. But the way they talk creates shame. And shame doesn't improve people. Shame makes people hide. Shame makes people shut down. Shame turns love into distance. Then there's another category: control. Some family members don't want you to grow into your own person. They want you to follow the script. The job they approve of. The partner they approve of. The timeline they approve of. The lifestyle they recognize. They ask questions like they're curious, but the questions are pressure. How much do you make becomes a way to rank you. When are you getting married becomes a way to control you. When are you having kids becomes a way to claim your life as their business. And there's a third category: emotional dumping. Some people are stressed, angry, or unhappy about their own lives, and they take it out on the person who won't fight back. That person is often you. So what do? You do not fix this by exploding. Exploding gives them the story. You're the problem. You fix this by setting a new standard calmly and consistently. Here's the foundation: speak slower than your emotions want to. Use fewer words than your anxiety wants to. After you speak, stop talking. If the disrespect repeats, you change behavior, not just words. Now the 6 responses. Family disrespect often comes as labels and sarcasm. They try to make you feel embarrassed for being yourself. They say, that's just you. They say, you never change. They say, oh wow, you're such a genius. They say, you're so confident, huh? If you react emotionally, they say you're sensitive. If you stay quiet, they repeat it. So you do something unexpected, you calmly own your choice without shame. You say, yes, that's my choice. Or yes, I'm doing it this way. Or yes, I decided that and I'm responsible for it. If they mock your job or your path, you say, I hear you. I'm still choosing this. Then you stop. If they say, you'll never make it, you say, I understand you're worried. I'll handle the outcome. Then you stop. This response works because sarcasm needs your embarrassment to land. If you refuse embarrassment, their comment has no fuel. The room goes quiet. The power shifts. Important rule: do not over-explain. Explanation sounds like you're asking for approval. You're not asking for approval. You're stating a decision. The calm confidence of ownership ends a lot of family disrespect instantly because they realize they can't push shame into you. Family disrespect often hides behind vague comments and heavy tone. They say, whatever. They say, fine. They say nothing. They sigh and roll their eyes. They make a small remark and then pretend it meant nothing. And if you respond, they say, I didn't say anything. Or, you're imagining things. Or you're too sensitive. So you remove the vagueness. You make them own their words. You say, what do you mean by that? Or, what exactly are you trying to say? Or is this advice? Or is this criticism? You ask calmly. Not sarcastic, not angry. You ask like you truly want clarity. Then you stop talking. Now they have to choose. They either say the disrespect clearly or they soften and back off. Most people back off because vague disrespect only works when it stays vague. Once it becomes clear, it sounds ugly even to them. This response is powerful because it doesn't attack them. It demands accountability. It changes the game from feelings to responsibility. Comment clarity if your family uses sarcasm, vague comments, or guilt, and you want to start using response hash 2. With family, it's reasonable to give people a chance to adjust. But you must set the boundary clearly. You say, I'll let that go this time. Don't speak to me like that again. Or I understand you care, but that wording isn't okay with me. Next time, say it differently. Or, I don't find that kind of joke funny. Don't repeat it. Calm voice, neutral face, no performance. This response does 3 things. 1, it shows you're not reactive. 2, it shows you have a real line. 3, it warns them that access to you has conditions. Now the key part, if they repeat it, you don't lecture. You don't debate. You change behavior. That can look like ending the conversation, I'm done with this. Leaving the room. Reducing contact for a while. Only talking when the tone is respectful. This is not punishment. This is protection. Comment 3 if you already have a specific person in mind who needs response hash 3. And if you want a holiday version for relatives and gatherings, comment holiday. Family interruptions can feel like a power move. Stop talking. I know already. Don't explain. You're making excuses. If you get shut down constantly, you get forced into the role of a child, even if you're an adult with your own life. So you reclaim your voice calmly. You say, let me finish. Or, I'm not done speaking. Or hear me fully, then decide. Short, calm, direct, no yelling, no insults, just a standard conversations require listening. If they interrupt again, you repeat the same line. You don't argue. You don't speed up. You stay steady. Calm repetition is powerful. It tells the room you won't be bullied out of your own voice. Family criticism often attacks your identity. You're unrealistic. You're lazy. You don't know what you're doing. You'll fail. You're embarrassing us. If you defend yourself, you enter an endless courtroom. You'll never finish proving your worth. So you don't defend your worth. You shift the frame to the real fear underneath the criticism. You say, what are you actually worried will happen? Or what's the real concern here? Or what specific problem do you want me to solve? This moves the conversation from attacking you to discussing something real. Sometimes you'll discover the truth. They're scared. They're anxious. They're projecting. They're worried about money, reputation, or uncertainty. You can accept concern without accepting disrespect. If they say, I'm saying this for your own good, you respond, I can accept concern. I won't accept being spoken to with disrespect. That sentence alone changes the whole dynamic. One comment can be denied. A pattern cannot. If your family repeatedly compares you, shames you, or talks down to you, stop addressing each moment like it's separate. Address the pattern. You say, I've noticed a pattern. This isn't a one-time comment. Then it keeps going in the direction of putting me down. Then I'm not accepting that anymore. Calm voice. No insults. No long history lesson. If they respond with we're family, you say, exactly. That's why we should speak with respect. If they say you're sensitive, you say I'm not sensitive. I'm setting a boundary. If they say I'm doing this for you, you say I accept your intention. I don't accept your delivery. Then you follow through with behavior if it continues. That's the difference between boundaries that work and boundaries that become background noise. To make this practical, here are quick lines for the most common family gathering situations. Situation 1, how much do you make? You say, I'm doing fine, thank you. If they push, I keep that private. Situation 2, when are you getting married? You say, I have a plan. When it's decided, I'll share. If they push, I'm not rushing my life on someone else's timeline. When are you having kids? You say, that's private for us. If they push, I'm not discussing that. If that job isn't real, you say, it's my work. I'm responsible for my results. I'm only saying this because I care. You say, I appreciate concern. I don't accept disrespect. Short lines, calm tone. Then you move on. Mistake 1, nervous smiling while setting a boundary. It weakens your message. Mistake 2, over-explaining. Over-explaining turns boundaries into permission requests. Mistake 3, no follow-through. If your behavior never changes, people learn your boundary is just a speech. Boundaries work when your words and actions match. You can love your family and still protect yourself. Boundaries don't destroy families. Boundaries prevent relationships from rotting quietly. You don't need to be loud to be respected. You need to be clear and consistent. Comment the number you'll use first 1 through 6. And share this with someone who's getting worn down at home and never knows what to say. Not to start fights, to protect peace.